Hello. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? If you're joining live, please say hi. If you're catching the replay, please go ahead and leave a comment below. Let us know that you're here. We would love to hear from you and to see how you're doing. All right, it's glad to be here. So I'm Dr. Tony. If you don't know who I am a success and satisfaction mentor. That means I provide private mentorship as well as classes, courses, even books on how to really live a life that is fulfilling to you, that feels freeing for you, a life that is meaningful, whether you are a leader, an entrepreneur, or a parent, so that you can go out there and experience life in a way that feels good. So what we're doing today is I am sharing an answer to a question that I am featuring for a kind of a 6-session series for free Q&A, where you can submit your question that has anything to do around balance and success in either the personal or the professional realm. And I'm choosing particular questions that I think will benefit not just the person that asked the question, but also those that may be tuning in and listening to the answer. And so I'm going to go ahead and share our question for today. And if you would like to submit a question for the future, I'll leave that link below in the YouTube chat area, and you can go ahead and click that, and you can submit an anonymous question for yourself as well. It's called Ask Away Q&A, and I'm so excited to be able to do it with you all today. Okay, so here is our questioner's question. I run my own business, and it's really taken off the past few years. I make more money than I have ever had before, and I keep hitting the financial goals I set. I've even grown my team and love the people that I work with, but you knew that but was coming, right? I feel like I'm in a rat race of needing to keep closing more deals. At first, I figured if I close more deals and make more money, then I'll be less stressed. But the reality is that the pressure to close more deals is always on me as the business owner and the team leader. And so I guess I thought that I could justify hustling for my business 110% in the beginning stages, because then it'd make me feel happy and fulfilled, and because it'd help me reach long-term goals, provide more for my family, and be ready for retirement. But it seems like I'm missing out on a lot. So my question is, how do I find balance as a mom, wife, friends, family member, and woman while still running a profitable, prospering business? Listen, you are not alone in this boat. This is a really big one, as are many of the questions that I have pulled out for this Ask Away Q&A 6-video series, because there are so many people, parents especially, who are juggling parenting and business, or parenting and work. But there's so many people that feel like they're in that rat race, whether they run their own business or they're working for someone else, feeling like they're in that rat race, and they've pushed themselves really hard, or maybe they've sacrificed a lot, thinking that it would pay off in the end. But then ultimately they feel like they're still in that hamster wheel, they're still in that rat race for umpteen years or for X amount of time, wondering when is this going to change, right? So this is a bind that many business owners, leaders, high achieving professionals, ambitious workers that are striving to kind of move up in their careers, they often find themselves in this kind of bind. I also have had the experience in my past of working really hard, martyring myself, sacrificing myself, telling myself that it would pay off in certain parts of my life. And ultimately, it did lead me to burnout. Because the reality is that we are taught that if we work ourselves really hard now and we sacrifice a lot in the beginning, then it'll all pay off eventually, because it's going to set us up for the long run. All this hard work is going to set us up for later, right? You mentioned retirement. You mentioned, well, if I do all this now, then I'll be able to do X, Y, or Z later, right? And so many of us have been told that that is the case. Our systems are often set up that way. The messages we receive often tell us that story. Okay, now there is, of course, merit to having good work ethic, integrity, passion, fervor, and there is also a burnout epidemic attached to the idea that we must overwork ourselves in order to be successful and happy in life. And so, yes, there is merit to a good work ethic and really being able to operate in integrity with a sense of passion and fervor, like I said. And also, okay, that can quickly turn into, especially for my high achievers out there, that can quickly turn into this burnout epidemic that has just become so enmeshed with our society, especially in America, and attached to this idea that we must overwork ourselves, that we must sacrifice, that we must hustle and push hard. Okay. And then the only way for us to feel successful and happy in life is if we do that. Now, you can have a good work ethic. You can have fervor and passion and be really deeply invested in the work that you're doing or the business that you're running, and also not overwork yourself all of the time. But there's a learning curve, right? To figure out how to do that if it is not something that you have done before or have learned how to do in this stage of your life, both personally and professionally, right? So a large part, just to kind of paint a picture of how relationships get set up, kind of the foundations of relationships get laid, it's based upon shared repetitive experiences. And here's the reason I say this. Let me give you a couple of examples. So for example, if every time you try to talk to a certain friend about your business, they shut down the conversation like time and time again, then the two of you are experiencing within that relationship, I'm bringing up my business, they're shutting it down. I'm bringing up my business, they're shutting it down. And so eventually you're going to be like, the precedence that has been set, the foundation that has been laid is like, I don't talk about my business with this person, right? It becomes the expectation of that relationship with that person. If your partner, and as another example, if your partner is most often the person that's there to like comfort you when you feel stressed, and in times of maybe stress and duress or frustration, you often go to that partner and they have been of comfort and support to you, then because of those shared experiences, because you've experienced, I feel stressed, I go to them, they provide comfort. This is what I know, this is what I've experienced, and now I expect with that person in this relationship. Now that foundation, that precedence has been set in that relationship where you can trust reliably that you could, go to that person for comfort and support when you're feeling stressed, right? That makes sense. Okay. I want to put those examples out there to kind of paint a picture, right? So the precedence that's set in relationships, or the foundation that is laid, is often based off of the shared experiences that you have within that relationship. With me, right? Okay. So you have a relationship with your business. Okay. You have a relationship with your business. And if you're someone listening in, you don't own your own business, you have a relationship with your work or with your career. All right. You have a relationship with this piece of your life, this part of your life. And you've set a precedent that the only way your business can be prosperous and profitable is if you are overworking, if you are highly accessible, if you are in go mode nearly all of the time. That foundation has been laid. That precedence has been set in that relationship. You're with me, right? So if you want that precedence to change, if you want to shift the foundation that has been built within the context of this business that you have a relationship with, then you have to build a different relationship with your business through different experiences, which means that is going to take some time, some practice, some intention, some effort, right? Changing any relationship dynamics does take intention and effort. But even before any intention or effort is put into changing the relationship, you're going to need a reason why you even want to do that. Because otherwise, why would you put intention and effort into shifting your relationship with your business if you're not clear on why you really want to shift your relationship with your business? No, you won't have what some will call motivation, what I'm going to call inspiration. You won't feel inspired to really engage with what's necessary in order for this relationship to change over time between you and your business. All right. So yes, intention is required. Yes, effort and energy is going to be required, but we also first need to be clear on why you even want that, why you even want to do that, why this even matters to you and to your life. And so my recommendation to you would be to begin by simply being honest about the relationship that you have already built with your business, what that relationship is right now. Is there anything that you enjoy about it? Are there parts about it that are exciting to you? What parts are you not enjoying? What parts are draining you? Be really honest about the relationship that you have built and that you are in with your business right now. And then ask yourself what kind of long-standing relationship you actually, moving forward, want to have, want to create with your business. What's your role look like in that kind of relationship? What's your lifestyle look like in that kind of relationship, right? And so this might seem like a basic place to begin or not enough action to take, but to be honest, you're already taking a ton of action. You're already staying so busy, it sounds like, in your business and in your life with your lifestyle that it's leaving you feeling like you're running in a rat race. Okay, so if I were to just give you a ton of action to take right now, you might do it or you might not. I don't know, but it's probably not going to be very fruitful for you. Okay, because if you're not clear on what isn't working, as well as what parts you want to change and why within this relationship with your business, then the action that you try to take to fix it is likely going to cause more frustration for you, or if it does happen to work a little bit in the short term, is not going to be sustainable in the long run. Okay, so you, of course, you can choose to continue to just keep doing what you're doing. You can choose to continue to just keep working yourself hard to accomplish a lot, to make a lot. And based on the track record you hinted to in this question, you'll probably hit most, if not all of the goals that you set out for your business, financially or otherwise. But what you're already realizing, right? But if you want life overall to feel more satisfying, more fulfilling in a sustainable way, then at some point there has to be at least a willingness to consider that hitting these financial goals or hitting these business goals is not the key to the happiness and to the balance and to the abundance, not just the financial abundance, but the lifestyle, the life experience abundance, the satisfaction abundance that you desire. It's not the key to it. It's not the key to it. I think you're starting to realize that, right? It's not the key to what you thought it was the key to. That doesn't mean it's bad or wrong. It just means we need to shift the relationship that we have with your business so that pressure is released, the lifestyle is set up in a different way that's sustainable, satisfying, and feel successful as an overall life experience, not just finances in the bank or deals being made. With me? Yeah. Right. So my challenge to you would be that the place you need to start right now is by stopping, not stopping everything, but just by stopping and sitting for a designated period of time of your choosing, and then intentionally answering these kinds of questions that I've posed to you here in this video, asking yourself these questions and sitting down and really allowing yourself to answer them honestly. I would even recommend writing them down, writing down your answers, and doing this more than once. Because each time you do it, you're going to feel a little bit less resistant to it. And you'll be able to explore these questions in an even more raw, vulnerable, and honest way. And then they'll be more helpful for you. Okay, so slowing down in this way is the more sustainable path to both the balance and the abundance that you asked for in your question. Keep me posted on how that goes for you. And if you want to submit more questions, you can go ahead and do so below. I know that this video is going to serve you in the quest that you're on right now, the part of the journey that you're in right now. And I wish you the absolute best. Until next time.